South Sydney take on Parramatta tomorrow night with another win for the Rabbitohs, keeping their slim finals hopes alive.
Earlier this week, the players admitted that they've kind of got an eye on the finals. You can still make it. Are you still hoping for that?
Yeah, we're still hoping, but for us, we just got to concentrate week to week. Like I said last week, the next week's always our most important week. If we just keep our focus short term, then we've got a good enough side to win games. He's our best fullback. Yeah. He's most beneficial to us at fullback. He touches the ball more there. He has more impact on our defence there. So at the moment, yeah, he's our fullback.
There is interim coach for the Bunnies, Ben Hornby, doing a magnificent job. They are a genuine chance. Well, I said this a few weeks ago, or last week I think it was, a genuine chance of making the finals. They've got to win the majority of their games, but the way they're playing at the moment, it could be a reality.
So 7 out of 10's a maybe, 8 out of 10 will probably get them into the finals, and 9 out of 10. And I reckon if they go on a run,
well, they're on a run now.
They're a chance. No, but go on a proper run. You know, after Origin, when they get back and everybody starts to flow again.
They have a decent draw, though, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a good draw.
No, they can win them. There's no doubt South at their best can match it with every club in the competition.
They got Roosters Penrith to finish. That's going to be tough.
That's tricky. I think the Storm are in there as well. But otherwise, the way they're playing at the moment, yeah, the way that they're playing at the moment, right?
Roosters will rest all their players.
Can you imagine that?
Leading the finals.
Yeah,
this is the last
I'm not sure.
game.
Imagine they're doing South favours.
No, I don't think so.
Nick will be cracking the whip there.
I might buy a few more players.
I think it's remarkable, and Ben Hornby has done an outstanding job. The fact that we're sitting
Ben and
here,
Wayne, or just Ben?
Just Ben. Just Ben.
That was a low blow.
Even the fact if we're sitting here speculating the potential that they could make the finals, I think it's been an outstanding effort. He's put himself in the shop window to be the next NRL head coach. But what they can ill afford is injuries. They're already brittle. In terms of their depth, they've been highly exposed throughout this season, and their playing stocks are already thin. So if they can get through the Origin period, get Cam Murray, Latrell through that period, look, I think they're a sneaky shot, but it's going to be exciting back end of the season.
It's been a big change, hasn't it, from where they were?
Oh, absolutely.
They just look like a different team.
Phenomenal turnaround. They look happy. There's no question, to Gordon's point, that Wayne has also had an influence. Jai Arrow will go in for some surgery soon, so he will be ruled out for the remainder of the season at some point. I felt for the young fullback, Jai Gray. He's actually a half coming through the grades, and I think he's done an outstanding job, the limited opportunities he's been given. Obviously, Latrell comes back this week. He owns that number 1 jumper, but I felt for the young bloke. I thought he'd done enough to hold a position in the 17.
Yep. All right, what about Latrell? Is he a centre? Is he a fullback? You talk about Jai Gray. I mean, if he goes to the centres, you put Jai Gray at fullback. Jai Gray's a very exciting player. I mean, he's different to Latrell.
I think Latrell's the best centre in the world. And he proved that last Wednesday night. Crichton's got the mantle at the moment. If Latrell comes back, they say that he touches the ball the most. You don't want him doing those nothing runs. You want him getting quality ball. With Latrell, with quality ball, having 8 runs, he can have a bigger impact on the game than what he does.
I don't think it's Latrell. You know, Ben Hornby said it today in his press conference. He touches the ball more at fullback.
That's not.
But it's about the quality of touch.
Exactly.
You know, you want him touching the ball at the right time, and I've said it a lot, on the right space of the field, in the 20-metre zone, right in the attacking zone. You want him getting quality ball when he's fit and he's not tired and he's got plenty of energy and he's the most potent player in the game.
I think what State of Origin showed us as well, Braith, is his time that he spent at fullback, it's actually improved his ball playing out of sight. Like, he's so much silkier. And his presence on that edge was immediately causing concern for Queensland. And it would be the same at club level. He's such a dominant figure. You know what he can do with the ball, and he's destructive when he runs. I think he's better in the centres.
It's easier to run down and get some defence around him when you kick him the ball, right? He's easier to defend at fullback. He's harder to defend because it's one-on-one in the centres all the time. If you've got a great back row, which they do, they hit the line for him. He's got a one-on-one and he's going to attract the winger every time.
If anyone can pull off the manoeuvre of moving him from fullback to centre, if he thinks it's the right move, is Wayne. You know, if Wayne gets in his ear and has a pre-season and says this is the best for you, then it probably is the right guy to make it such a significant move, right?
Well, but don't forget, Wayne was the one who developed him into a fullback as well. Like when he shifted across from the Chooks, he'd only been a centre
So you
until
think
then.
you'll keep him
There was a lot of debate when he initially signed and when he began feeling his way as a fullback that perhaps it wasn't his best position. Then he really dominated. They went on a run. They made that grand final, and so he solidified it. But I would be thinking, I think Wayne likes Latrell as a fullback.
Okay, all right. Well, there's a big month ahead for the Seagulls. Hoops, can you tell us why?
Yeah, well, look, they travel to Townsville this weekend. They get their superstar, Tommy Turbo, back. But there are just a few rumblings that they finished 12th last year. I think they really need to make a run at the finals. And to finish in September, I don't think there's any questions around about Anthony Seibold's contract for next season. But if they don't make the finals, then I think the noise could start to crank up a little bit. And I think that Seibs might feel some heat. You've got a gun coach like Brad Arthur. We saw the job that he was able to do at Parramatta, took them to a grand final. He's on the
So
sidelines
is that a
at the
realistic
moment.
chance? Is Brad Arthur, could he return to the Seagulls?
I think it is a chance if Manly don't make the finals. It's contingent on that. So they get Tommy back if they go on a good run, and they have got a relatively soft draw. I think they only play 2 top 4 sides. But if they don't make the finals, given it is a cushier run into September, then 12th last year, don't make the finals again.
Yeah.
Is that a success?
How's the relationship with Seibs and Mestrov?
Well, they're very tight, but I also think that as a CEO, Tony would know that he's got to make the best decisions in the best interests of the club. So I think that if he had to, he could make a hard decision.
I agree with Hoops. I think the fact that the results will obviously dictate what happens with Anthony Seibold's future, and if he doesn't make the 8 this year, he'll start under intense pressure next season. As Hoops said, he's not in any danger of getting sacked right, in the short term, but he'll start next year under the pump, and the contract negotiations, the talks, well, they've been put on hold until the back end of the year to see how they finish.
It's crazy to see where Manly are at the moment, and then we're even talking about this considering the start of the season that they did have and the promise that they showed. Now, Queensland legends call for Billy to pick Ponga, even if it means dropping Walsh. Can you believe it? The Queensland legends are coming out and they're not picking and sticking. They want to drop everyone. What's going on here?
No. No.
What's going on?
They're dropping the whiz kid. He's gone.
No, Reece Walsh is our man. And then I heard that they said maybe put Ponga at fullback. I mean, I'm at 14. He's got to put on 20 kilos and play in the forwards. We got beaten up in the forwards. So maybe a Josh Papali'i, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, there's a phone call down to Canberra and say, can you have 20 minutes for us? And Dave Fafita. But Ponga doesn't have enough footy underneath his belt to go into a decider.
Yeah, I'm with Gordy. He'd have to take something drastic. He's no certainty to play for Newcastle this weekend. Still's got a few things to tick off, and he's going to need a 10 out of 10 performance, and Reece Walsh has to get injured. Really, that's the only way I would consider. Even then, I still don't know if you'd pick Kalen.
The only thing I would say with Reece is he hasn't had a lot of football in recent times. So he got knocked down in Origin 1, and then he was well contained in State of Origin 2. Big opportunity for him Friday night in the grand final rematch. I think if he goes out and plays 7 out of 10 like he normally does, no doubt Billy will pick him. But Gordy, I just want to take you back that Josh Papali'i call that you made a minute ago. So
I've never seen him get bullied. Right. And I don't think he's ever let Queensland down. He's sitting there, we're light on in the forwards. I would ring him and say, do you have 20 minutes for our state? I would personally.
So if you were Billy, you'd be talking Josh Papali'i out of retirement.
Yes.
Okay.
I always think
makes sense.
Papali'i was also a pseudo-retirement where he was told, mate, you're not going to be picked. So he put his hand up.
Has he got it in him, Gordy? Has he got it in him, you think?
Well, that's what you got to ask him. Because there was one phone call to a bloke 35 in England, and he said, what took you so long? So he will answer it.
It's intriguing because there's no doubt they've been bullied, and they miss Papali'i when Felice Kafusi was at his best. Those sort of enforcers, they just don't have that at the moment, Queensland.
And Fafita comes in straight away, doesn't he?
Well, you'd think that he'd have a bit of impact. I reckon that he was a bit underdone. He missed a lot of pre-season. His last month for the Titans has been outstanding.